132. Vaisampayana said, entering her abode and worshipping her feet, Kesava presented to her briefly all that had transpired in the assembly of the Kurus, and Vasudeva said, diverse words worthy of being accepted and fraught with reasons were said both by myself and the Rishis. But Duryodhana accepted them not. As regards Udyoga and his followers, their hour is come. With thy leave now, I shall speedily repair unto the Pandavas. What should I say unto the Pandavas as thy instructions to them? Tell me that, O thou endued with great wisdom, I desire to hear thy words. Kuntis said, O Kesava, say unto King Yudhishthira of various soul, virtuous soul, these words. Thy virtue, O son, is decreasing greatly. Do not act vainly, O king, like a reader of the Vedas, incapable of catching their real meaning, and therefore truly unlearned. Thy understanding affected by only the words of the Vedas, with virtue alone. Cast thy eyes on the duties of thy own order, as ordained by the self-create, for all ruthless deeds and for the protection of the people. From his Brahman's arms was created the Kshatriya, who is to depend upon the profits of his own arms. Listen an instance is cited in this connection that had been heard by me from the age. In days of yore, Vaishravana, having been gratified, made a gift of this earth to the royal sage Muchukunda. Later, without accepting the gift, said, I desire to enjoy that sovereignty which is won by prowess of arms. At this, Vaishravana was highly delighted and filled with wonder. King Muchukunda, then fully observing the duties of the Kshatriya order, ruled this earth, having conquered it by the prowess of his arms. Then again a sixth part of the virtue practiced by subjects, well protected by the king, is obtained, O Bharata, by the king. The virtue again that king himself practiseth conferreth Godhead on him. While if he perpetrates sin, he goeth to hell. The penal code properly applied by the ruler maketh the four orders adhere to their respective duties, and leadeth to an acquisition by the ruler himself of virtue, profit, and salvation. When the king properly abideth by the penal code, without making any portion of it a dead letter, then that best of periods, called the Krita Yuga, setteth in. Let not this doubt be thine, is whether the era is the cause of the king, or the king the cause of the era. For know this to be certain, that the king is the cause of the era. It is the king that creates the Krita, the Treta, or the Dwapara age. Indeed, it is the king that is cause of also the fourth Yuga, this the Kali. That king who causeth the Krita age to set in enjoyeth heaven exceedingly. That king who causeth the Treta age to set in doth enjoy heaven, but not exceedingly. For thus causing the Dwapara age to set in, a king enjoyeth heaven according to his due. The king, however, who causeth the Kali age to set in earneth sin exceedingly. Thereupon that king of wicked deeds resideth in hell for countless years. Indeed, the king's sins affect the world, and the world's sins affect him. Observe thou these kingly duties of thine that befit thy ancestry. That is not the conduct of a royal sage in which thou wishest to be abide. That is stained by weakness of heart, and adhereth to compassion, and is unsteady, never obtaineth the merit born of cherishing his subjects with love. That understanding according to which thou art now acting was never wished to thee by Pandu, or myself, or thy grandsire, while we uttered blessings on thee before. Sacrifice, gift, merit, and bravery, subjects and children, greatness of soil, and might, and energy, these were always prayed by me for thee. Well-wishing Brahmanas duly worshipped and gratified the gods and the Pitris for your long life, wealth, and children by adding Swaha and Swadha. The mother and the father, as also the gods, always desire for their children liberality and gift, and study and sacrifice, and sway over subjects. Whether all this be righteous or unrighteous, you ought to practice it in consequence of your very birth. Behold, O Krishna, so far from doing all this, though born in a high race, they are yet destitute of the very means of support, and are afflicted with misery. Hungry men approaching a brave and bountiful monarch are gratified, and live by his side. What virtue can be superior to this? A virtuous person, upon acquiring a kingdom, should in this world make all persons his own, attaching some by gift and some by force, some by sweet words. A Brahmana should adopt mendicancy. Kshatriya should protect subjects. A Vaishya should earn wealth, and a Sudra should serve the other three. Mendicancy, therefore, is forbidden to thee, nor is agriculture suited to thee. Thou art a Kshatriya, and therefore the protector of all in distress. Thou art to live by the prowess of thy arms. O thou of mighty arms, recover thy paternal share of the kingdom which thou hast lost, by conciliation, or by working disunion amongst thy foes, or by gift of money, or violence, or well-directed policy. What can be a matter of greater grief than that I, deprived of friends, should live upon food supplied by others, after having brought thee forth, thou enhancer of the joys of friends? Fight according to the practice of kings. Do not sink thy ancestors in infamy. With thy merit worn out, do not, with thy younger brothers, obtain a sinful hand. Thus endeth section 132 in the Bhagavat Yana Parva of the Udyoga Parva.